Hello and good morning. Welcome, Board of Directors. Thank you so much for coming to our meeting today. Today we are going to be discussing the future of our company, Cellphone Incorporated, and the current risks and advantages that face our company and each country that these issues occur in. So, as we know, Cellphone Incorporated these past few quarters have faced challenges and successes, but always, here at Cellphone Incorporated, we manage to find solutions to these challenges that face us. Since we are a publicly traded multinational enterprise, we must focus on all the countries that make this organization great. Some of the issues that we have faced, but are not limited to, are the Israeli banks and bond investors are demanding a much higher interest rate due to rising inflation, sorry for my correction, and the risk of war in Israel. The United States is facing an increase in corporate tax rate at some point next year. Our really subsidiary stock price has been extremely volatile relative to the overall market. Our primary and largest competitor in Japan is cutting the price of the products, making them much more affordable than our products. The United States has declared China a currency manipulator, meaning they are subject to tens of billions of dollars in ongoing tariffs on export technology products. And lastly, the current Israeli economy continues to remain strong, and we would like to expand our manufacturing and sales capacity there. The issue is we lack the sufficient retained earnings needed to finance this expansion. Even though we are facing these current issues, I've outlined some solutions that I believe would be in the best interest for our multinational enterprise, Cellphone Incorporated. To begin with, my overall recommendation for Cellphone Incorporated in the United States would be for us to decrease our investments. In the United States, we have a volatile beta of a 1.2, and we are currently facing inflation and will continue to for the next year or so. Due to the inflation, we should purchase forward contracts on the American dollar, since there is a risk that the current value may drop due to the inflation risk. Swap and interest rate caps will provide security in the event that borrowing costs will rise as a result of the inflation, and thanks to the economy slowly improving from COVID-19, etc. In the United States, our Treasury bonds are currently at a 1.577%, which is drastically low, making it appealing to borrow money in order to finance our future products. But overall, we should just decrease our investment since the yield and inflation are on the rise this year. Now, for China, I would recommend increasing our investment here in order to allow for more manufacturing to take place there. So we all know Cellphone Incorporated is owned 50% by China, making it very important for us to pay close attention to China and all the moves that their leader and their economy will be doing. China's current stock market beta is at 1.0. And we also know that China is labeled a currency manipulator in order to give them a competitive advantage among other countries. Due to this advantage, we should expand on the operating exposure. Even though we should expand in China for future projects, we should not finance through China due to their high borrowing costs in that country. The spot movement for China's dollar to the US dollar will increase because China should experience more investment in that country, driving up the economic growth. And like I said, we do want to continue watching China's leader, Ping, just to see what he plans on doing with the currency, if he's going to change the currency manipulation, and also just how he handles the tensions with the between international trade between the United States and China. Our next country, Japan. In Japan, it would be Cellphone Incorporated's best interest, I believe, to decrease our investments here. Japan currently has a stock market beta of a 0.8, but regardless, we are facing issues of decreased profitability and smaller profit margins. In Japan, we have been constantly facing this battle of having to cut our prices. That has been our biggest issue, which is not something we really want to do because, like I said, our profit margins will begin to be smaller. So this is affecting us negatively. So it would be in our best interest to borrow money from Japan due to low interest, since their interest rate is extremely low at under 1%, but overall, due to the profitability issues and decreased profit margins, I believe it is in our best interest to decrease our investment, since I think Japan will hurt the value of our company on the stock market. Next, in Israel. It is in our best interest to decrease our investments here. Many of our components are made and purchased from Israel, But Israel is currently facing many issues in their country. Israel is facing issues from inflation to war, rising yield, which all allows for less economic growth, which is not beneficial to our company. The slow economic growth would lead to much less manufacturing and cause an uncertainty of supply of our products. With all these issues facing Israel, the United States dollar will increase to Israel. There are many things in Israel that overall would not benefit our company, making it an easy decision to decrease our investments in order to not drive down the price of our stock. And finally, France. I believe it would be in Cellphone Incorporated's best interest to increase investments in France. France's stock market beta is currently at a 1, and they do not face numerous issues such as Japan and Israel. Many issues that do face France would be rising yields and inflation. And because of everything that's going on in Europe, we would want to do a fixed loan because of the potential of inflation in Europe from their fiscal stimulus. So I would say, yes, increase our investment just because there is much more certainty in France as opposed to the other countries that we are currently located in. Well, these are my suggestions for our company. I would like everyone to let me know what they think and if maybe we can improve on them. But overall, I hope we all agree on these decisions. And thank you again, everyone, for coming.